when people decide to install Linux and they're checking out the distributions, I think a lot of people's decision criteria are based on quite similar things. Things like which package manager do they use, which desktop environment, how often is it updated, will it actually work on my PC? And they're all fair questions, absolutely. But I think something that a lot of people never ask is, how do you consume the content around that distribution aside from just reading forum posts? And for me, that is where I love to see a conference, a Linux conference on the distribution itself. Now, I know conferences seem quite old school now, but I really do think it's a really nice sort of health check on a distribution to know that it's big enough and supported enough to actually have its own conference where you get developers and you get people who use the distribution discussing things about the distribution itself. And I'm just going to show you 5 of the best conferences for Linux if you want to consume content like I do. I love it. I'm just going to show them to you, and hopefully you can find some cool content to watch and learn some stuff about the distribution that you're using, if you're using one of these 5. So let's take a look at what we've got for you. Now, it wouldn't be a GNU to Linux video without me mentioning openSUSE, and that's where we're going to start today. So as you see, this is the openSUSE conference, which happens every year. It's free, community run. Yes, it's all available for free on YouTube as well, or you can go in person. It's normally held in Germany. And the mix that it has is quite rare, which is why I think it's the best one. There's a lot of talks on here's what we've shipped for the year. These are the success stories we've had as a distribution. Here's some of the projects that we've launched, and here's some of the ones that didn't go so well, which again is really interesting to see. But there's also to the point of here's what we're kind of disagreeing about. They actually discuss the stuff that they are having problems with, and they're looking for people to say, if anybody watching thinks they can contribute to the distro, please join. Let us know if you can help. We're arguing about a color palette. We don't know which one to choose, or we're going to put a vote on it. So you can really hear the internal discussions as well as the success stories. I mean, there's talks on everything. We've got a few here: cloud containers virtualization, community enablement, open source for business, new technologies. There's a whole plethora of talks that are available to watch, and not many people watch them on YouTube. I'm quite surprised, but it's a great fountain of knowledge to watch, and you can watch the previous years and see have they done what they said they were going to do, which is also quite interesting. And then they tell you things like how you can get involved, and you can see the people behind the distribution. Fascinating. So it's on openSUSE events. I'll leave links to all these down below. This is this 2026 conference has just finished for openSUSE. So all the latest ones is in June. So all the latest ones are on YouTube. So I've currently been watching them. So you'll probably see some videos from me talking about some of the things that they talk about. But yeah, that's the openSUSE one. I think it's one of the best, just for the variety of discussions that they have. So yeah. So what else have we got? Let's move on to the second one. So Fedora Flock is the closest thing to the openSUSE experience. Community run, it's contributor focused. It alternates between Europe and the US, this one. This year it was in Prague, for instance. Now, if you want to see where sort of Fedora's edge is heading, where is it going, then Flock is the place to go. And it's all on the channel here. It's all on the Fedora project channel that you can watch. You can go onto YouTube, you can go and watch it all. Again, nicely done, good quality, as you'd expect from Fedora. And yeah, like I said, I don't watch a lot of this because I'm not a Fedora user, but it's a great piece of resource that you can use and just find more information out about Fedora if you want to. There you go. So let's move on. Unsurprisingly, the next one is Debian and DebConf. Now, this is the granddaddy. This has been running 27 years. Yes, this is This is number conf 27. We've just finished 26. That's just finished now. So we're on to 27. And this year it was in Santa Fe in Argentina, which is pretty awesome. Now, what's amazing is all of the meetings are on archive.debian.net. So, and this goes back to like the late 90s. So an incredible amount of information here and resources from, one of the absolute best Linux distributions in Debian. It's one of the key kingpins of Linux. And it's survived for decades, and there's no company behind it, remember, which is what makes it so impressive. So it's almost like a whole documentary. If you want to find out about Linux and how it's run and how a community can run a whole distribution, this is the place to go. You can find, like I said, all the others. You can find the wiki, the volunteer guides, who the sponsors are, all the talks, everything. It's all here. So keep an eye out for that. But of course, it's Debian. You know how good it's going to be. Next up is the Ubuntu Summit. Now, this one is a little different because it is Canonical, who are the parent company, is Canonical funded. So already it's slicker, a bit more corporate. It runs from November 12th to 13th this year. So it's still, you can catch the latest one this year. It's online. You can register here. It's all there. And it's live streamed, this one. So, like I said, the production quality is just ramped up a bit on this, which is very nice, but it depends what you think about Ubuntu. You might think that's a positive or a negative. It depends how you feel. But what you got to remember, it's the company's conference, not the community's conference. And then that's not a criticism. It's just different. It's their choice. They can run it themselves. So, you'll see the direction that Canonical wants to take the business, not the arguments and discussions that the community are having around the distribution, unlike the openSUSE one, which is why I'm not so keen on the Ubuntu one, because it's a bit too corporate for me. But hey, it's there if you're interested in Ubuntu stuff. Next up is probably the most interesting all-round one here. So this is NixOS and NixCon. Now, this is held in Krakow in Poland, September the 25th to the 28th. So still got time to watch that if you're watching this in August, but it's going to come out. Now, this is heavier. This is systems people talking about Nix packages and flakes and all the sort of technical stuff. So if that's your scene, that's what you like, then this is going to be the best week of the year for you. You're going to love this. It is a paid ticket event if you want to go along to it. And it's about, 128 euros or something like that. Top of my head, I don't know. I can't remember now. But all the talks do go up on YouTube. So you can just go to YouTube after if you want to catch them, which is free, obviously. But NixOS is a really interesting project because it isn't based on any other distribution. NixOS is a unique sort of custom-built machine. I don't know an awful lot about this. If you're a NixOS whiz kid and you've got some information for me, please send it to me. I'd love to do a video on NixOS and test it out and see what it is. I have heard it's a lot more technical. It uses its own language. It uses the Nix packaging. You have to compile stuff. It feels like a bit of fun. If you're a bit of a tweaker and a hobbyist, I mean, I love the website. I mean, I'm just looking for the website here. It's absolutely gorgeous, isn't it? It's right up my alley. So I can't say a lot about this because I don't understand NixOS, but I think it's one of the most interesting Linux distributions around right now. And I would definitely love to learn more. And watching the videos on this, whether they might be a bit nerdy for me, might be a great way to find out some information. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to check it out. I'll let you know what I think. But again, like I said, please, if you've used NixOS, please let me know your thoughts. I'd love to know. And I'll probably spin up an edition and see how I get on. And I'll let you know. I might do it even on the fly and record it while I'm doing it, so you can see my honest reaction to it, if that's interesting to you. Because it'll be a lot of me clicking around, not knowing what to do. But hey, anyway, that's the end of the list. They are your 5 conferences that are available to you on YouTube that you can go and watch to discover about Linux. So if you found this interesting or slightly helpful, then please don't forget to subscribe and like the video. I'm trying to get this channel monetized by February 2027, when YouTube hit the big button and screw everyone over. So if you want to help me out, please just make sure you subscribe and watch the videos, and I would appreciate it very much. So let me know what you decide. Let me know which one you pick, or do you watch any of these? I would love to go along to a couple. Because I love going to Germany, so I actually would quite like to go to the openSUSE one. Let me know. Have you been there? Is it interesting? Thanks for watching, everybody. Don't forget, you can go to GNUlinux.com and you can find an openSUSE starter guide, a handbook. You can have just choose your own Linux distribution. It will help you decide which one to pick based on your criteria. That's free. Go to GNUlinux.com. Go find it out. Until next time, everybody. Goodbye.